Hello, friends. Hair is wet. It's the middle of the night. I'm gonna start reading a new book, so let's vlog it. This book is called Gideon the Ninth. It's by Tamsyn Muir. The only thing I know about this book is that it was recommended to me by my childhood friend Kyle Kreitzer. So shout out to you. Thanks for the recommendation. And the description on the bottom of this, right there, says, and I quote, "Lesbian necromancers explore a haunted Gothic palace in space." And that sounds exactly like my type of shit. Let's fucking read it. Let's go. I will do light spoilers, and as usual with my reading vlogs, it won't make any fucking sense, but those of you who have read this will know. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so right away, our main character is escaping into the night, and this scene that we have of her just packing up her shit and leaving is the most punk rock thing I've read in a second. I am so down already. This bitch really just did try to take on a guard armed with a sword, the power of necromancy, and pornography. I am obsessed. Okay, I take it back. She didn't have the power of necromancy because apparently she's not a necromancer, according to page 24, but I don't believe that shit. Anyway, I really like the medieval space setting. It's very Dune / Star Wars, and that they're in a galaxy far, far away a long time ago. That sort of feels. I'm enjoying it. Okay. So shit's happening. She had a ride out, but then the lady and her son, who her son just got basically the space draft, basically. It's much more complicated than that, but it's the space draft. Her son just got drafted, but he's a little bitch, so they hightail it out of there in Gideon's fucking ride out. So now Gideon's stuck, and now Gideon's gonna take the place of him in the space draft, basically, which I knew was gonna happen as soon as the concept of a space draft got introduced. It's not called the space draft. It's a lot more complicated than that, but I am tired and don't feel like being specific. I love this book. Okay, so the space draft, they're called Cavaliers. Basically, they're like knights. It's really good. It's cool. Anyway, though, Gideon and Heroic have traveled to this planet, and a bunch of the houses are there and shit, because there's 9 houses, very Game of Thrones, you know. And someone from the 7th house just got out of they just got out of the ship, the shuttle that's taking them, and they were bleeding, and Gideon's like, "Oh shit, let me help." And then the cavalier of that house draws on her, and she draws on them, and it was a really interesting standoff. But anyway, I just like it a lot. This is a really fun book. Okay, there's a lot of religion involved, which is very Star Wars. It's it's a space religion though, like Star Wars, but it's very goth Catholicism, because the prayers remind me of Catholicism a lot, very Catholic, but then at the same time it revolves around necromancy and using the energy of the dead. So emo, goth, scene kid Catholicism. I don't know. It's fun. I take it back. I've gone from hating Heroic to loving her. She's now my favorite. Okay, so I realized that I never really explained the premise of why they're going to the fucking planet, to this big castle in space. And it's because Hero is a necromancer, and all the planets have this whole religious system of space necromancy, right? And there's this prophecy around the space nuns that there's going to be a perfect necromancer from one of the houses that can like push back the tomb that this dead king is in and like basically like start the apocalypse, but also become the perfect necromancer, basically. That's really bad. That's not really what it is, but that's kind of what it is. And all the necromancers and their guards, their cavaliers, who Gideon was became one because of basically a space draft, they are called to this house to figure out who's the perfect necromancer and all this shit and who's gonna save the universe, but also start the apocalypse, kind of, sort of. I don't know. It's a lot to explain. You just have to read it. But basically, that's why they're here. But now that they're here, someone is killing off all the fucking necromancers. And we don't know who. That's what's going on. That's what this is. That's so you're welcome. Morning, friends. The rest of the day is kind of busy. I have a photo shoot and I'm gonna go see my friend. It's a nice day off though. But I'm gonna read for an hour this morning. I am at page 112. It's gonna be a time. Okay, so Harrow is still not back, and we're not sure what the fuck is up. I'll update you later. Shit, people are dying. Which I guess is expected in a book about necromancy, but I'm loving the horror elements that they're leaning into here. Like, this is good. And also still really funny. This is so good. Hello, I'm on lunch break at work. We're gonna finish this book. We are halfway through still. We're gonna go. We're gonna get it. I'm gonna finish this book before I have to post the video. Oh my god. You know what's a really fun surprise is the politics in this book are like really well outlined. Like, I feel like I have a really good, kind of like in Star Wars, I have a really good picture of how the government works in this book. I like it a lot. It's kind of cool. Anyway. Okay, so I read a bunch in the Starbucks last night. I have thoughts. Thought number one, I think it's so fucking funny that all the houses are just now like, oh, we could team up, you know. Anyway, also, I am in love with the dynamic that is growing between Harrow and Gideon. I love them both so much. It's so cute and so funny. I love this friendship that's growing. It's good. So another concept that's like super cool. A necromancer can like both siphon the energy out of their bodyguard to like use it as themselves to do like crazy things, but then also like siphon the energy out of other people and give them to their bodyguard to make their bodyguard stronger. And in order to like solve one of the puzzles in this, Harrow had to siphon energy out of Gideon, and just like not only the ramifications initially of what happened, but then also like the way that Gideon heals afterwards are really well thought out. And like the rules of this magic system are very well thought out and just very well defined, and I really like it a lot. We're gonna finish this book tonight. Remember when I said that the New Year's goal was to do one video a week? Two if I had time, but one, it's looking like it's gonna be one. It's it's just the way that the shit is shaping up. It's probably gonna be one. We'll see. We just learned something crazy about the ninth house, and the planet of the ninth house, and the children of the planet of the ninth house. That is just crazy, and I can't tell you what it is. Also, I just love the more they're developing the relationship between necromancers and their cavaliers, who are their bodyguards. Like, I love it. Also, somebody that I don't like is dead, so yay. Okay, so I have to say, for a lesbian, space, but also like old house, like medieval Game of Thrones type murder mystery drama with betrayal and intrigue, I'm having a hard time figuring out who's the killer in this. It's so good. Is this gonna be the ultimate enemies to lovers? Are you kidding me? I'm so fucking into this right now. Holy shit. The fucking ending of that book. That is how you do a third act fight. Like, oh my god. I have to buy the sequel. That's just... I'm like still processing. If you want a really, really fucking dark tale that is enemies to friends to lovers, that's also like intense gothic horror but in space with fantasy and magic and like really good politics involved and like lots of body horror but like really good action as well, read this book. Like this is so good. Also a really different take on a queer love story, like a very different F to F romance than I'm used to, like female presenting to female presenting than I'm used to, and I really enjoyed it. Like that was really cool to see two women warriors falling in love like that. Damn it, that was good. Yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, thanks for sticking around and helping out. Thank you, Kyle, for recommending this to me. I will be texting you spoilerific things because holy shit. And I'm gonna pick up the sequel to this as soon as I have money for my paycheck. But this has been the Bye Book Boy, and I am saying bye.